The characters and events depicted in this podcast is for mere entertainment. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, or going through their third surgery is purely coincidental. Listen at your own risk. Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Somos the Next Generation. As you can see right behind me, I got my logo for this Friday's event, this Friday's live event to Facebook, Viernes de Confesiones. So yes, it's coming back. We're back with new confessions, more confessions. So if you guys have anything else to confess, anything to just let out of that ronco pecho, just send me your confessions. Mándamelos por mensaje directo en Instagram o en Facebook, o también los voy a tener en la historia. Ahí los pueden dejar en la cajita. Dejen sus confesiones ahí, por favor. Y recuerden que tenemos una cita este viernes a las 7 de la tarde, viernes 14 de mayo, para el viernes de confesiones. Remember, live por Facebook, ¿ok? Ahí los esperamos, ¿ok? Let's see. This episode is brought to you by my drink. I ran out of lime, so I couldn't make myself a chavela. So I only had 2 items. I had vodka and orange juice. So I Googled what I can make with this, and I made myself a screwdriver. So that's what I'm having. It's not bad. It's pretty good. So that's that. So on today's episode, I'm going to talk about traveling. So this is going to be a traveling guide for newbies, as I titled it. A traveling guide for newbies. So I'm going to get into a little bit on my first travels, the first time I traveled in airplane, train, and all that. So I'll get started. When I moved here to San Jose State, I got a little homesick, so I wanted to go home. And the only thing that I knew how to travel to by or through by, it would be Amtrak. I didn't think about flights or taking a bus somewhere. The Amtrak. Oh, plus, actually, I did have the idea of the Greyhound, but it was kind of pricey, so I didn't take the Greyhound. I decided to go to the Amtrak instead. And if you want to travel for 9 hours or 10 hours, you want to travel for a very long time, I do highly recommend the Amtrak. Otherwise, take a flight or grab a bus and drive down somewhere, because that takes forever. The Amtrak takes forever. Anyways, I went to the San Jose Diridon station because that's where you catch the train. I was a newbie, I didn't even know where to buy the tickets or whatever. I had my bag on, and so I went to the counter. I asked, hey, where do I buy the tickets? And he was like, you buy them right here. I was like, oh, great. So I bought my ticket, got on the bus, and for some reason, the train, the way it departed, instead of going that way, it went the opposite way, which is why it makes it a really long trip. I think it went to somewhere to Stockton or something. I don't know where it went, but the point is, it rode down, south. Took about maybe 6 hours or so, whatever. And so it landed in Santa Barbara. And in Santa Barbara, I actually had to get off the train and go on a bus. So I was like, holy shit. Okay. I was kind of worried about getting the bus because at least the train, at least it tells you next stop is blah, blah, blah. And you know where to get off. But in the bus, you don't. So, I luckily found a spot to sit. There's this person right in front of me. And so I asked him, hey, is this going to Burbank? Are you going to Burbank? And the person was like, yes. I guess the person didn't understand me or whatever, or maybe misunderstood me. But anyway, so I trusted the person. I don't know why I trusted the person. And so, we're driving down. And as soon as we were arriving, I see a Jack in a Box. And I clearly remember that I had a friend who worked at Burbank in a Jack in a Box. So I was like, okay, well, I see the Jack in a Box. we must be in Burbank. This person's getting off. We must be in the station. So I get off. I get off. I'm ready to be home. I call my dad, like, hey, Dad, I'm here. I was like, okay, we're getting there. We're on our way. And so my dad gets there and he's like, hey, like, where are you? Like, well, I'm here. Like, the bus just left. I'm kind of alone. So how fast are you going to get here? And we couldn't find each other. The reason why was because I did not get off in Burbank. I got off in Santa Clarita, which is about 20 to 25 minutes away from where I was supposed to get off. This is why I have trust issues. So, like, holy shit, I got lost. My dad had to drive and pick me up in Santa Clarita. I got home maybe around 4 in the morning. That was something. And obviously on our way back, it was a bit easier. I didn't have to take a bus for sure. I didn't have to take a bus. It was just train. So on the way back, it was a easier trip. Now, when a few weeks after, because I try my best to travel home as often as possible. So I remember the date clearly. It was October 12th, 2013. And I remember because the night before was Big Bear Night. So, as many of you remember, I was part of a fraternity. And Big Bear Night was when they revealed to you who your big brother's going to be, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, my big bro got me a bottle of Hornitos. And go figure. I got shit-faced. I missed my bus the next day because this time I did my research and I got the Megabus, which, by the way, for those of you who didn't know, if you buy the tickets earlier or on time, you can't get them for $1, plus the fees, blah, 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 blah. And of course, this was pre-COVID because now the route to Burbank is non-existent. So, because I've been looking it up and I can't seem to find the route to Burbank anymore. It doesn't go. It only goes from SF to like LA, so whatever. Anyways, so I missed my bus. I got shit-faced the night before, and I missed my bus. And so I was like, shit, like I want to go home. Like I plan to go home this weekend. Like what am I gonna do? And so honestly, if I were me, then I would have not bought that flight ticket. I would have just sucked it up and be like, oops, missed my flight, can't go home anymore. At least not this weekend. Like, I can't do this. That ticket was expensive as fuck. It was like over $200 because it was like last minute or whatever. And so I was like, boom, okay, fuck it, let's go. My roommates were even like, ooh, like you are rich or whatever. Like you just, you miss a bus and now you're buying a flight ticket last minute to go blah, 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 blah. It's like, whatever. El que puede, puede. No, anyway. So I bought the ticket and that was going to be my first time traveling through air. It was a very scary... it was a very scary feeling, I've never flown. And so I remember that one of the guys in the fraternity, his name is Kevin. He kept telling me, it can be scary, but you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Blah blah blah. And so another thing that you should know, guys, is at least through Southwest Airlines, or actually for every flight, try to check in 24 hours before your flight. That way you get a good spot. At least through Southwest Airlines, you can get into Group A or Group B. If you don't check in, you're going to get all the way to Group C. You'll be the very last ones to board the plane. So if you want to get out sooner from the plane, when it arrives, try to get the earlier spots instead. So check in, guys. Anyways, this was my first time. It was a last minute ticket, so I couldn't do that. I was in Group C. Before or then, I didn't know what that meant, so whatever. So anyways, I went to I went last, or one of the last ones. I went all the way to the back. But luckily, the planes that arrived in Burbank, or at least for Southwest Airlines, um, they did an exit through the back and through the front, so you can exit both ways. Um, and since I was almost to the back, it didn't take me too long to get off. So that was good. I was in some luck. Um, but yeah, no, you guys, it was scary. My, I had never flown, and I was like, I don't even know what to do. Like, hello, help me. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I mean those exiting through the front and the back in Burbank. This was obviously pre-COVID because right now they don't do it. They don't do it anymore. They still doesn't take too long, um, but it's good. But now that we've gotten into traveling through air, I want to get into a topic I titled the never evers. So never ever do this when you're flying, okay? There's some tips I want to give out in this episode. So some of the questions that I always get when we land is, why do you get up as soon as the plane lands? Why do you unbuckle your belts? Why? Why are you rushing yourself out? Like, chill. You ain't gonna, especially to the people who sit all the way in the back or get seated all the way in the back. Like, chill. Sit your ass down. You ain't gonna be leaving this plane anytime soon. Like, you gotta wait for all the dumb people in the front for your dumb ass to leave too. So now, like, they get up and they start opening the compartments where their carry-ons are on, and their carry-ons are in, and it's like, Jesus, like what? Like seriously, you're gonna stand here with your luggage for the next 10, 15 minutes? Like really? Like I mean, when I first traveled, I didn't know much. I didn't know any better. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta wait for everybody to leave. So I'm just gonna sit here and chill. Um, and now to this day, I still wait. Like if I see that I'm able to get out, like sure, I'll get up and go because I usually just carry a backpack. Um, but those people, they're like rushing out. Like they get up and they open them, and it's like chill. Like what is the rush? This isn't a race. Okay. This isn't a race, like chill. And like that's one tip. Like never get up. I mean, if you're in a rush and you don't have any carry-ons and you can like rush out, by all means, fuck it. Go for it. Do it. Do it if you must. But like make sure you run out. Like just do it. Another tip would be the TSA. So normally when I'm traveling, like I said, I only carry a backpack, and then now I know, like I take my backpack to shove in my like the wallet, the phone, boarding pass, sweater. If you have a sweater, just put it in there. It's super easy. So that way, like when you get the little compartment, like you can just throw the backpack in there, and then you take off your shoes and you're good. Fast you go, out you go. Actually, in you go. So into the airport you go. So I've seen people like in boots and like jackets, and they have a hat on, they have this on and this on, and they have like a backpack and a laptop in there. I'm like, oh my god. They take like 4 bins, like they take forever, and then they forget they forget to take off something, so now they have to go back and this and that, and it's such a pain. Like, don't be those people. Like, know your information when you travel. Know your information. Okay? Also, like for baggage claim. So, as you know, for where the baggage arrives, it's like an oval area. The luggage, la maletas go around and around. Why is it that you stand in front of one side only? I've seen this happening a lot in Burbank. Where when I landed at the Burbank airport, like they stand on one side. It's like there's this other side over there where the luggage is gonna go through too, that is completely empty. Yet you're all gathered around here on this one side. So I don't know why you do that, people. Why do you do that? No, don't do that. What other tips should I give you guys? Arriving on time. I've personally missed many flights, and it's not fun. You you make your trip back longer than it should be, like 3 times longer than it should be. So don't do that. Don't do that. Be on time on your on your for your flights. Although sometimes you come across people that you just Like one time I missed my flight to Miami. Sorry, from Miami back to San Jose. Um, and the person in the front, he was like, "Well, you're supposed to be here 2 hours before. Like your baggage is considered late already. You're late. You missed your flight, and blah 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 blah." I was like, you know what? I don't care if my luggage comes in a different plane or whatever. If it comes late, I don't care. I'm gonna catch this flight because I'm still on time. Take my bags, put him as late or whatever, but I'm gonna make the trip. Well, obviously the person in the front, like, there was like, yep, nope, your flight has been missed. Go check in a new flight and wait. I could have made that flight, by the way. Um, I could have ran to the TSA, quickly go in there, and like off I go. Like I had plenty of time. I had a good 10-15 minutes to get in there, but this person just wouldn't allow it. It's whatever. And also one that other time, like we were checking in our bags, and this lady comes up. She's like, "Well, you're supposed to get here. You're supposed to check in like 30, 45 minutes before boarding. Blah blah blah. You're considered late. You should check another flight." I was like, "Oh hell no! Again?" Like again, if you want to take my bags and deliver them to me late, I don't care. I'm gonna make it on time. Well, this lady didn't allow it. She didn't let us go through, uh, with this flight, and she made us waste the time. We could have totally made that, to be honest, but it is what it is. Anyways, but don't miss your flights. Be there on time. Also, Delta Airlines, if you're listening to me, if you're anybody who works for Delta Airlines, if you're listening to me, your kiosk at the Dallas Fort Worth Airport sucks. They completely suck. We were trying to, for this past trip, we were trying to check in, get our boarding passes and pay for the bags, and it just wouldn't allow it. And we weren't like the only ones with the issues. Like everybody else was having the same issue. And there was this huge line that was created just to drop off bags and to get those boarding passes and to get the luggage thingy, whatever. It was, oh my god, it was a total disaster. Like it was so, and I know one of the employees was hella like frustrated, and like he just wanted to not be there. Like you can see it in the face. And so then I stand behind this lady and her 2 daughters, and oh my god, this lady went to get on the boarding passes and to check in, whatever. I don't know. She went to one of the kiosks, and so she left the daughter there in charge of the line. So this girl's on her phone talking to her friend or whatever, toda fodonga, whatever, and she has a backpack, and then she just throws it on the floor. This girl just kept dragging that. She just kept kicking the bag, like dragging the bag. And I was like, I'm going to put some Fabuloso here so you can mop this spot because the floors were dirty. So, anyway, at some point, the girl, like, leaves the line. Cause, I was like, Mija, are you going to move or not? Like, I'm trying to, like, move on this line. Like, go. So, at some point, she leaves. And then the mom comes back and she tells us, like, hey, my daughter, she was supposed to wait in line. I don't know why she left, but this was her spot. We were just like, fuck it, whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. If you were here, you were here, whatever. And then she just kept dragging the backpack. It was so frustrating. And then when they went up to finally drop off their bags, they forgot to take the old tags off and this and that. Oh my god! Like if you know you're approaching the drop off bag area, like you know what you have to do. You have to grab your boarding pass, your form of ID, and that's it. Make sure your bag is not over the limit. That's all you gotta know. But these people, like, they just don't. I don't know. Maybe they weren't having a good day or whatever. I don't know what the fuck that was going on, but it's like, Jesus Christ. This is some things you should know. This is like flying 101. And like we dropped off our bags, like we went, and this lady was still there. Like we went to DSA, and she was barely like she was still in the register. And I was like, oh my god, lady, you guys have issues. You people have issues. Like it shouldn't be that complicated to fly, to be honest. Shouldn't be. And yes. Anyways, guys, whew, my throat's a little dry. Whew. All that flying got me thirsty. Anyways, guys, I think that's all for today. You know, I just wanted to talk about a little bit of some traveling I've done, like my experiences and all that. You know, just kind of want to give out some tips and all. Hopefully, it was helpful. I know that on some TSA, they don't require you to take off the, like if you're carrying a backpack, a computer or a tablet type of thing, they don't require you to take that off. Some like this time they told Daniel, like, you don't, like, you just put your cap on, put your glasses on, and you're good to go. They told me, like, you can just put the backpack, the laptop, the shoes all together, whatever. And then some airplanes, they don't some TSAs, they don't ask you to take off your shoes either. It just really depends. You just have to, like, be ready. Be ready. Don't waste any time. Don't waste anybody's time. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Yeah, don't forget, this Friday we got Viernes de Confesión live through Facebook at 7 p.m. Don't forget to send me your confessions. Don't forget to just, you can send me through DMs, direct messages, text. You can comment through the story. I got that little box going on. Just send it through there so we can discuss that on Friday. Also, last week's episode, we gotta continue that conversation. So please let's bring that up then. And yeah, we'll see you Friday, and we'll see you next time on a new episode of Somos the Next Generation. Thanks for listening to me, guys. I appreciate the love, and we'll be back. Thank you. Bye.